Hey, good morning. This is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you the AA Word of the Day for Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. And the word for today is mysterious paradoxes. Such is the paradox of AA regeneration, strength arising out of complete defeat and weakness, the loss of one's life as a condition for finding a new one. And that quote is from AA Comes of Age, page 46. And here's the commentary. What glorious mysteries paradoxes are. They do not compute, yet when recognized and accepted, they reaffirm something in the universe beyond human logic. When I face fear, I am given courage. When I support a brother or sister, my capacity to love myself is increased. When I accept pain as a part of the growing experience of life, I realize the greatest happiness. When I look at my dark side, I am brought into new light. When I accept my vulnerabilities and surrender to a higher power, I am graced with unforeseen strength. I stumble through the doors of AA in disgrace, expecting nothing from life, and I have been given hope and dignity. Miraculously, the only way to keep the gifts of the program is to pass it on. Well, once again, another step that reflects my experience in AA completely. I talk about the signs just driving me crazy. I'm a very logical guy, and it mentions this, something beyond human logic, but I studied a lot of mathematics in my day and was proud of my logical mind. And then you get into your first AA meeting and see banners plastered all over the place. Let go, let God, ever for the grace of God, and things, banners where the sentences aren't finished, and then all these expressions admit complete defeat. And I'm wondering, what are they trying to get us to do? And the power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Well, that wasn't in my mindset when I first got into AA. I wanted to fix things myself, the great I am. And the harder I worked on it, the less I understood. And it was only by surrendering that I gained power, as it says here. I mean, whenever anybody mentioned inconsistencies, I like everything, 1, 2, all in step. And this is what I have to teach my students in the GED math class that I teach. You got to be logical, one step at a time. Don't assume anything. And so this was, it took me a long time. I would, as I mentioned, I'd go to a beginner's meeting for the first 6 months. So I hadn't attended a full Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, because at the half point they used to have cigarette breaks and go outside and have a smoke. I never smoked, but and I'd head over to the kitchen. It had a big, gigantic kitchen. Their kitchen was as big as some rooms for meetings, and the regular meeting was held in what was called the Great Hall. I think of Wolf Hall, that series on television. That's how big it was. Could have hold a couple hundred people, and so after about 6 months, I still hadn't made much progress on understanding all all the banner slogans and how they contained a lot of wisdom. But like everything else in AA, most of the stuff wasn't causing me cognitive dissonance anymore. I couldn't understand it all, but I was okay with it. And then gradually I began to understand it, and that was a great awakening. So it sounds almost biblical when you read it, because there's so much in the Bible that is expressed in opposites. The first shall be last. And things like that on the surface you say, well, what are you saying, the first will be last? And and you become a community servant rather than the head. That's the secretary serves the group but doesn't head it up. There is no hierarchical structure in AA, which I think is one of the biggest reasons why it's lasted as long as it has. And then finally, when you would meet defeat, there was a great Indian leader who saw all the young ones die and were murdered by white settlers, and he just couldn't do it anymore. He said, "I will fight no more forever." I forget what his name was. I don't think it was Chief Dan George. And the trail to exile was the Trail of Tears. I remember that. And, that's kind of what when I admitted defeat, I will fight no more forever, meaning my battle with alcohol is over. And that's when real growth came, just like you start on step one. Admit that there's a power greater than myself that can help restore me to sanity, because left up by my own means, I can't do it. And believe me, I tried. I did not take all those notes and charts and everything that I was working on with me to Florida, because I figured it was just craziness. But sometimes I'd like to go back and look at what I wrote and see the foolishness of it. And but that's not possible, so can't cry over spilt milk. There was no need to even pay any gas to get those papers down here. My thinking was so off kilter. But now I like to think that I have pretty good thinking, and I'm closer to God now than I was. I'm closer to my fellow human being, definitely closer to AA members and to all their literature. I read it all the time, and that's why I started this little video log for people who have mobility issues or maybe sight issues that prohibit them from going to meetings at night, and there aren't any morning meetings around, so that they can just tune in and hear one guy ranting and raving about his experiences in AA. I wish I could. I don't know how to make it a bigger format, maybe expand it so I can see you could see me. Maybe that'll come. But I've always said this is a shoestring budget. I'm not looking for any donations. I've got enough money to keep me going. I'm not like some of these nomads that go out in the desert and live in their trailer boondocking and then get on and tell people that they need their money. I have enough to keep this going the way I'm doing it. And God's blessing me through this work. So, that's my take on the mysterious paradoxes. I haven't read it. I have read AA, but I haven't AA Comes of Age, but I haven't read it in a very long time. I had the almost all the most popular books, but those I didn't take with me. I figured I could either get them, as ebooks or get them when I'm down here. Maybe find them in a thrift store. So you can find anything in a thrift store if you're willing to compromise. I got this. This is kind of like a Christmassy mug. And when I spun the discount wheel, I got green, which represented 75 cents off. So they had a price tag on the bottom. It was $1, and I got it for 25 cents. Because my cat, when he gets bored, he does crazy things, and he likes to knock mugs off the counter in the kitchen. Even though he knows he's not supposed to be up there, he just can't resist it. So, well, God bless. Have a safe and sober Sunday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.